Their victory over the Raiders back in round 3 this year. And here's their team for today: Mabon, Mahon, McCracken, Woods, Lawler, Blackett, Freeman, Morgan, Spence, Smith, Ritson, Raper and Johnston. Laurie Daley takes out the Raiders now. They're just one rung on the ladder below Parramatta, and so they'll be keen to win to elevate themselves up into the top 8. Mullins, Kenworthy, Croker, Wiki, Nandruku, Daly, Ferris, Kennedy, Ferner into the second row with Hetherington, Lomax, Steve Walters and Pongia. Eddie Ward is the referee. Canberra then running from left to right and aided by a gale force wind that's coming from the bottom left corner of your screen, if you like. It's a northwesterly and it is of gale force proportions. Peter Johnston then for Parramatta. And now Adam Ritson. Oh, Ritson taken high. Now who is it? He sent him off. Lomax. I'm fairly certain it's Lomax. And he's been sent off, I think. Yes. Second tackle of the game and a sensation.
Well, I can't believe he's been sent off. It's a high tackle, sure, but it's the first tackle Lomax has made. And he's gone. He can't believe it. He only came back from suspension 1 or 2 weeks ago, and he's gone again.
So Adam Ritson assisted from the field by 2 of the Parramatta trainers. What a sensational start. John Lomax only just back from suspension for a similar breach. Johnston then.
Well, it puts a whole new perspective on the game, doesn't it, Ray? Because Canberra are long odds-on favourites to win this match, but the 12 men for virtually the whole game as Parramatta go wide through Mabon. But all the same, if Adam Richardson can't come back onto the game, then they'll miss him as well, Parramatta.
The Eels then in front of their home crowd. 13 against 12. As Freeman now goes back. Oh, big tackle! Ruben Wiki. That was a bell ringer. Now for Freeman. Freeman landing it down on the 20-metre line. And Noah comes away, but not going anywhere. In fact, forced back by Scott Mahon and Jared McCracken, the captain for the day. Ferner tries to go back through the traffic. And now for Hetherington. Johnston had him in his sights. And he, together with Morgan, make the tackle out on the 30-metre line. Ferris goes across the face, and Wiki is brought down. David Woods making the tackle, and then a diving take by Ben Kennedy. Kennedy with 13 on his back today. This is the last tackle as we go across for Daley to kick. And he'll be keen to use the breeze to its fullest advantage. As Mabon brings it back to the 20-metre line to be tackled by Nandruku. And then for Scott Mahon, again to be held by Nandruku and secured by Kennedy. Freeman looks at the blind side now, and that's where he's going with Matthew Spence, sporting the new look haircut these days. Johnston. Fourth tackle gone as we go back for Jason Smith, and there's the cutout pass, and it has gone over the sideline. Scott Mahon watching it go, and it'll be a turnover.
Well, here's the ball. I can't believe they didn't actually make a grab at this. It's not as if it was a kick.
Well, obviously it was on other than the last tackle. As Daley comes across and Wiki stands in the tackle before being driven down by the Parramatta defence, and now Daley uses Kennedy, and Kennedy runs it to the 30-metre line, gets a pass away. It's pushed onwards there by Kenworthy, and this is Ferris now. Kenworthy playing in jumper number 2. He has displaced Ken Nagus. Hetherington now dummies to Kennedy, runs into the shoulder of Blackett, but then is ridden into the ground by Justin Morgan. Canberra then just outside the 20-metre line with long passing, then Daley shortens it up and Ferner runs. to be tackled by McCracken. They keep going to the left. Daly stays there. Rolls the kick in. Nandruku puts it down. Try to Canberra. Daly's try, really. The books will show Nandruku.
The magic of Laurie Daly strikes again. The Raiders down to 12 men come up with a try. Only the second time they've had the football. A lovely little kick here. They've stayed onside. And Nandruku gets the try.
David Furner from the sideline. He's got it away well. The breeze, though, coming very strongly across that flight path. So 4-0 Canberra over Parramatta. Takes him to the leading try scorer for the year. 11 tries for Noah as Parramatta restart now. And just in case you missed the start, in fact, if you missed the second tackle of the game, John Lomax for Canberra was sent off by referee Eddie Ward, who now gives a penalty against Parramatta.
Yeah, strong defence here from a couple of the Parramatta players, but holding down too long, says Eddie Ward.
Steve Walters then taking the tap. And from Daly for fair. Oh, the pass was very dubious. Playing it then is Quentin Pongia. And now Hetherington taken by 3 of the Eels, including Johnston, Raper and Morgan. Now Walters held down over the top by Marty McKenzie, who came on to take the place of Adam Ritson. Pongia again now, playing it back for Walters. And then Ferris, Daly, and a shorter kick. It bounces up though for Maybon. They're all onside from the Raiders. Just outside the 20-metre point for Maybon. And now the captain, McCracken. Ritson's getting ready to come back on. That's the good news for Parramatta. This is Justin Morgan. And ironically, again, Ruben Wiki was there to make the tackle on the Parramatta back rower. He pulled off a massive tackle on him just earlier in the game. Now for Jason Smith out at first receiver as Ritson comes back on. McKenzie goes off. And a long run back for Kenworthy. Now it's with Mullins. And he loses the ball. Jason Smith will score. Jason Smith scores a sensational try. Parramatta and Canberra at 4 points all.
Well, the kick chase was there. Some strong defence on Mullins. His club form has been a touch ordinary. And here it is. And Roger Kenworthy doesn't help him, let me tell you. He offloads to Mullins, who comes back inside. The chase gets there. And watch Kenworthy. Some good kick chase defence, but really not even a hard driving tackle, just a simple drop. And Smith looked up and there was fresh air in front of him.
Well, what a start to this game. Quite an unbelievable game so far. One sensation after another. Lawler's kick hits the uprights and bounces through. The Eels are in front by 2 points. David Furner restarting for the Raiders. And here's Adam Ritson coming back, hoping that second time proves lucky. And I'll tell you what,
Just luckier.
Pongia was just below the Adams apple.
Interesting to note, Ray, in this game that Brett Mullins actually started in the team as Matthew Spence nearly goes through in his state of origin position on the wing, and Roger Kenworthy back at fullback.
Oh, Johnston. Hetherington hit him with everything he had. And actually the tackler came off second best, but then having said that, he makes the tackle on Aaron Raper. Now for Freeman, and Freeman keeps it low into the breeze. This is Kenworthy playing at full back.
Under plenty of pressure from the Parramatta chasers. Nandruku takes one up. Parramatta playing a pretty good game. Canberra down to 12 men. There's a tendency when you're playing against 12 to spread the ball early in the tackle count, but you've still got to get those metres forward, and the likes of Ritson and Spencer doing that.
Here's Wesley now. Corvo is the 27 with an offload. And Ruben Wiki had it, lost it, took it back in, and then eventually gave it. Mullins plays it. Walters passes. Ferris is with it. Long pass for Daly. Then a second man play for Kenworthy. And an intercept. Scott Mann. Desperation tackle by David Furner. McCracken on Nandruku. McCracken's run is good. 5 metres from the line now. Freeman. Blackett. He'll score. Blackett gets it over the line. Parramatta get their second try.
Keith Blackett gets the try. He got there in the end. A step. I thought he might have done the wrong thing. He stepped back into the defence, but Canberra are suffering. First of all, through their own mistakes. There's the intercept. Pass didn't have to be thrown, that one from Roger Kenworthy. Then some good decoy plays out here by Parramatta. Plenty of players going through. The Canberra defence, well, there's nothing doing at all.
Lawler then from the 20-metre line, and the left-footed kick is successful. Beautifully guided in this strong wind, and Parramatta lead 12-4. David Furner restarting another session of play. Canberra obviously hoping that that wouldn't be their job. Down to 12 men, down on the scoreboard now by 8 points. Peter Johnston is out on his own 30-metre line, and now it's Adam Ritson, Ruben Wiki, and Mark Corvo making the tackle. I thought for a moment that Ritson had lost the ball in the tackle. This is Justin Morgan, the back rower, one of the players called into the run-on side in the absence of Dimmick and Pay. Well, that's bad play by Parramatta.
Well, I can't blame Jason Smith. He went into the defence and then turned looking for support, but there was none coming. He's a skillful ball player. You'd think Parramatta players would want to get with him, look for the short balls.
David Wesley. I think a lot of times, Paul, a lot of these players are over-programmed, thinking about the play that they're heading for rather than the one that they're playing. Corvo loses it. Did it get some help? Yes, the referee said it did. Penalty, Canberra.
They need this too, Canberra. They're at odds with themselves now, down to 12 and not playing too well. Need a good set of 6 here. Try and settle things down. Got some help from a hand from Smith.
So Canberra then go onto the attack. And Corvo is about 15 metres out from the Parramatta line, and now Walters comes back right. Kennedy shows it in one hand and then looks to turn it round the corner. Opts against that, and then Walters uses David Wesley, and Wesley is picked up and driven by Jason Smith. Good strong tackle by Smith, and now long ball finds Ferris, and now Daly, now Furner. Furner looks around, he won't say die, and looks to play the ball quickly. Daly calls it on the left. They go away at that corner again. Croker, penalty goes to Canberra. Referee was playing an advantage. So the tap for Canberra taken quickly, and they come back and they make a mistake, and Jason Smith is with it for Parramatta.
Well, they're flat passes. No one wants to get back and run onto the football, and now a penalty goes to Parramatta. So everyone's standing. No one's actually wanting to hit the line. Tim Sheens must be a bit concerned.
And this tap will be taken about 18 metres on the Parramatta. Oh, Johnston. You can see the impact of the modern game vividly in some of these hits today. They say that some of them are overpaid. Tell you what, the battering some of them take, you wouldn't do it for anything less, would you? Freeman now. Freeman with players around him. Maybon it was, the selected player by Freeman. McCracken cuts out Freeman. Oh, this is bad. Now Spence. I don't know what McCracken was doing then. He had his playmaker at first receiver calling it. Freeman's calling it now. He's going to indicate to go to the air, but Raper runs down the blind side, puts in the cross kick. Fatty calls it the back kick. Whatever it is, it hasn't worked. Daly is with it.
No, Laurie loved the back kick, the back cross kick.
That's it, the back cross kick.
It's the one.
That's the one. Now Kenborough. Parramatta 9th on the competition table. One run in front of Canberra, who are 10th. And here's a chance for the Raiders. Wiki down the right flank, away from Freeman. Infield pass for Ferris. Over the head for Mullins. Mullins, he'll score. He was down, he got up and tried to improve it. But Mullins scores for the Raiders.
What a try. Great hit back by Canberra. And they needed this, let me tell you, just to give themselves some confidence with their play. Where they've caught Parramatta very short. A good run from Steve Walters, and the passing was the thing. Draw and pass situations. A good ball here by Ruben Wiki. Back inside to Ferris, who backed up, and then the overhead to Mullins. And Keith Blackett just couldn't get Mullins, but that's a super try.
Jason Ferris played a major part in the try, and hello, he's kicked it with fade.
He's flummed it, but they'll take it.
12-10 Parramatta. So we approach half-time with 2 points the margin now and 2 tries apiece, but keep in mind, and we have to keep reminding people, that Canberra are playing with 12 men. They lost Lomax in the second tackle. He was sent off for a high shot on Adam Ritson.
Yeah, they're playing with 12 men, Ray, but what will help them in this modern game today is the fact that the interchange rule is in, and Timmy Sheen's already has used plenty of interchanges, only 5 forwards, but he's got 2 or 3 on the bench, and he's revolving them very nicely.
27 is Corvo. And now Ferris along the line for his captain, and the captain has gone through. I sliced through them, Daly, and then Jason Croker was on the outside and came back inside. So Canberra continue the attack, and Ferris, he'll get it back, and that should be more tackles. No, he's turned it over. Well, I would have thought Scott Mann might have played at this ball.
Oh, I'm sure he did. The replay will tell as Parramatta go wide now. There's plenty of Canberra defence there.
It's important to watch what Scott Mann does.
Oh, no doubt about it. His feet were in the way, and he played at it. Should be play on for mine. How'd you see it, Rabs?
Well, that's the way I called it, and I'm a bit surprised. But anyway, Eddie Ward running with the turnover. This is Peter Johnston now. 2 points the difference. 2 tries each. Spence! He's into open space! Draws them! Morgan! Away! Woods! He's heading for the corner! Woods will score! David Woods scores for the Eels!
And Matthew Spence is having a fantastic game for the Eels. Woods finished it off nicely with Matthew Spence. He runs hard, he runs straight, he's got a good step on him. A good ball from Gary Freeman. He beat a couple of very ordinary tackles. Draw and pass, there it is there. And it's carried on to David Woods. They weren't going to catch him. Look at him stride out. Beautiful stuff for the Eels.
Chris Lawler. Left-footed kick from the sideline. His earlier kick from here was a rip snorter. And this one is no exception. Beautiful kick in the conditions. Parramatta, 18-10. They're dancing in the aisles here at the moment. Daly starts. Again. Oh, he's put it out on the full, Daly. You can't be critical, I suppose, because that breeze pushing it across, it makes Jim Dimmick smile. The injured Parramatta player. 14 for Parramatta is Marty McKenzie. The crowd booing. They didn't think Canberra were back the 10 metres. Spence again taking it up for Parramatta. A mile in front of the man of the match. Long way to go, though. Johnston. Raper looking around. Freeman wants it. Runs towards McKenzie. Leads him out. McCracken. Tackle across the chest there from I think it was Pongia. Might have been Croker. Again to the right. Raper's pass looks forward. Mann does the light stepping. 5 metres out from the line. They're wide and they're deep to the left. Here they come. Freeman was herded back. And then I think Canberra's knocked on. It'll give Parramatta 6 more tackles.
They're playing good football now, Parramatta. Buoyed on by a pretty good crowd here at Parramatta Stadium. Gary Freeman's playing pretty well. The experienced head looking to get it in behind the in goal. And they found a knock on there from Croker.
Parramatta then looking to put more points on the board in front of half-time. Blackett just inside the 20-metre line. McCracken goes for it himself. He's away from one. 3 metres out from the line. The stand-in captain. Now Jason Smith. Canberra shutting him down. Heavy tackle by Furner. Now Johnston sets himself and runs through the wall.
Too easy Japanesey for Peter Johnston. The work had all been done. Too many mistakes made by Canberra today. And Johnston, a crashing run for him. Gets himself 4 points.
They were never going to stop this bloke. Rampaging bull. Breeze straight into the face of young Lawler. It'll be a tough task for him. Strikes it all right, but he's pushed it just across the face. No addition to the scoreboard. Half-time, Parramatta 22, Canberra 10. Watches it and lets it go. So scrum will pack inside the Parramatta 20-metre line. Daly hit just a touch late, but you couldn't expect the player to pull out of it. Talking to some of the press brigade at half-time, they said they haven't heard a Parramatta crowd quite as vocal since the halcyon days of the 80s. They've really given them something to cheer about today as Jason Smith plays it back for Aaron Raper to crawl down the ground. Raper playing it then, 38 metres out from his own line. Freeman uses Spence. Can Spence continue where he left off? If he can, he's right in the running for the Optus $1,000 reward, man of the match. This is McKenzie. 35 metres out on tackle 5 as Raper goes down the blind side. He had players with him and decided to kick. Ferris working the scrum. As Ward tells Parramatta to stay back 5. Nandruku plays it, and then Ferris gives it up for Hetherington to put some speed on. Tackled out on the 30-metre line, away from Walters, and in the ball to come back from Wesley, I think it was. In fact, it was Pongia as Steve Walters brushes away one, and then a penalty is given to Canberra.
Yeah, good run there from Stephen Walters. Getting out quickly from dummy half, searching for some metres, a good fend, and catching some Parramatta people offside. Well, that's a tragedy.
Maybon coming back. Ball failing to find touch. See Canberra now a kicking into the face of the wind. And Johnston makes a good run, adding to the work done by Maybon on the bringback. And Raper turns it in for Mann. Blackett's pass. Spence into some space. Jason Smith's on his way. They won't catch him. And Jason Smith scores his second try. Well, Blackett's pass was a beauty. And who was on the spot? Matthew Spence.
Oh, I'll give it to him now, the man of the match. Jason Smith's not far behind him. And Keith Blackett, I know Sterlo's got a huge rap on him as a 5'8". It's a magic ball, this. Beautiful stuff. Spence into space. A beautiful pass. Just nicely timed. And Jason Smith, a nice long stroll for him. It's all over, isn't it? 26-10, kick to come.
3 out of 4 for Chris Lawler from right in front. And all he does is add to the worries of Canberra. They're 18 behind now. Daly's restart, giving Maybon a bit of a problem with the uprights and the crossbar. This is Mackenzie. I noticed that Coach Hilditch has started the second half with no Adam Ritson. Concussed in that tackle, and there was an attempted intercept by Nandruku. And this will see a scrum go down back on the Parramatta 20-metre line.
Once again, they had some numbers there, and only Nandruku's big hand got in the way.
Mann coming off the right wing. Tackled by Nandruku. Morgan across the park. Taken down by Daly. 30-metre line. Maybon sprints away. A gain of 8 metres on the third tackle. Johnston wants it. They used him as a decoy, and Spence takes it towards the halfway line on the fourth. Raper from dummy half. Good yards. Now the kick as we come to tackle number 5. Freeman. Ricky putting a bit of pressure on him. They're all onside from Parramatta. Kenworthy loses it. Smith gets it away. Mackenzie on for Johnston.
So another chance there for Parramatta to really wrap this game up. Drive it into Canberra. They've failed on this occasion to come up with a try, but Kenworthy couldn't control the football. Plenty of Parramatta chases there. And Smith to Mackenzie. Johnston, in the end, well, an attempted strip there, which Johnston blows up.
While Jason Smith might be controlling this game for Parramatta against Canberra, Jim Dimmick was doing the same back in round 3 when Parramatta defeated Canberra down at Bruce Stadium. Jason Croker tries to slide through a narrow gap. Closed by Raper. Daly works on the blind side with the pass to Wesley. Johnston in the headgear making the tackle. Corvo is 27 underneath that tackle. As Spence gets a well-earned rest. Keeping the ball free at the same time. Ferris. Daly. Daly steps and then turns it back for Ferris. Croker for Corvo. Oh, that's a good tackle by McCracken. Played by Corvo. Then Nandruku. Ferris. Daly. Daly kicks. He's looking for Mullins. Mullins is putting on the speed, but Maybon's a mile in front of him. Wesley making the tackle on the diminutive Parramatta fullback, Freeman.
I know there's a long way to go in the game, but Canberra have got to start taking some chances, especially on the 5th tackle. No good just playing field position and looking for a mistake now. They've got to start. They've got some good speedy outside backs. They must start using them. Perhaps running the ball on the 5th when the Parramatta defence is back a bit is an option.
Peter Johnston. Looks like Mackenzie and then Smith, and then on the bounce for Campbell to go down the right wing as Mann to try and centre kick. And the race is on with Kenworthy, but Smith is after him, and so is Mann. He's lost the ball! It's a try for Parramatta! Well, Kenworthy has made a complete mess of it, and McCracken has scored for Parramatta.
Well, you wouldn't believe it, would you? This Canberra team having a very, very bad day today. Some good passing, and Scott Mann's got 50 in front of him, and that kick should have been covered. Roger Kenworthy gets back. It's not as if there's a lot of pressure on him, but he took his eye off the football, and McCracken picks up the dregs.
Chris Lawler. And and just missing it. So 32 points to 10. Now Daly starts again, something that he's sick and tired of, really. Johnston. David Woods offering the decoy, and Morgan. The lock forward is put down in no uncertain terms by Mark Corvo. Jason Smith floating across, picking up Nathan Barnes. Barnes can't get the ball away. Mullins has got him tied up. 38 metres out from the Canberra line. The Eels are really putting it together. Freeman's kick taken by Croker, and then Croker held by the defence and forced down. Play back just outside the Canberra 10-metre line. Furner. Kraken and Raper. Ah, Furner, that's incredible stuff. Walters. Wesley. Desperate stuff now by Canberra. Well, that's the way it's got to be. Daly tries to put Croker through the gap. The ball goes forward for Nandruku. Scrum will go down just on the Canberra side.
Well, even with 13 men, you know, Canberra may not have been able to match it with Parramatta today. The players been just pretty ordinary all around, and they just don't travel. It's very hard to beat at home, but the last couple of times I've seen them play away, Manly have hammered them, and now so have Parramatta today.
Daly coming in contact with it. The tackle count resumes. There's 2 on, 1 out there. Lawler goes into touch. Just looking at the home and away record for Canberra, they've only won 1 match away, and that was against the Reds. 3 losses away from home. Manly, Brisbane. Who was the other one?
Well, there'll be another one, and this will make it 4 today, but what I'm trying to say is in those... St George, of course, yeah. The days they've been away, they've looked at a completely different football side than when they're at home.
Hetherington. Did well. Tremendous pass by the youngster. Kenworthy. Now Canberra with a big back line to the left. Furner shovels it out, and Parramatta comes away with it. David Woods. Johnston. Raper. Morgan. Spencer's back on. A battle for the man of the match is hotted up between Spence and Jason Smith.
Well, they've had a lot of good players today. Raps. Aaron Raper's done a fantastic job around the rucks. Peter Johnston, 23 hit-ups for Peter Johnston. An enormous work rate for him.
Well, the final decision will come down to you, coach. We'll leave it with you. Mackenzie now.
On the rock.
Morgan with a short ball. Barnes in one side, out the other, on his way. Yes! Nathan Barnes for Parramatta scores their 7th try, is it not?
Well, they forked out about $300,000 a year for this kid from Newcastle, and this is what he's capable of. It's a Nathan Barnes, which carved them up at Newcastle for a couple of seasons, finally reproducing that form for the Eels.
Lawler from close range. So Parramatta now 38-10.
On a current affair, a lethal cocktail.
How long do some drivers go without sleep?
5 or 6 days.
Long-distance truckies and drugs.
The problem is massive.
Playing Russian roulette on our highways.
Do you take your family on the highways at night?
Personally, I wouldn't know.
To meet impossible deadlines.
How many companies push the drivers like that?
All of them.
And how easy it is to get the pill.
I just told him that I was falling asleep at the wheel driving a truck, and he said fine.
Plus, how much freedom should children have?
We've let them drink since they were 10.
Parents and kids set the ground rules.
Sex is no more dangerous than kissing.
This week.
Bell's The Cleaners and Foxy Fast Photos present a flashback. Long, long ago, the team from Bell's perfected the art of cleaning and repairing clothes and household furnishings.
I'd like to get a shot of that.
And now, with their trusty companion, Foxy Fast Photos, Bell's The Cleaners have more locations and longer hours 7 days a week. And of course, we're as quick as a flash. Boost your frequent flyer points by using your Diners or American Express cards.
A pair of unlikely companions.
Why do I let you talk me into these things?
Along with their furry friends.
Uncle Bob!
No hugging, no kneading.
We love you, Uncle Boris.
Are braving the elements.
We can get that medicine through.
Testing their courage.
I was so scared. I got people bumps.
And becoming friends.
I'm glad you came.
Forever.
Who else should you bring on the wild goose chase but the goose, huh?
Balto.
Calculate the savings during Canberra Holden Dealers' end of financial year clearance. Barina, packed with features, $14,990. Driver and passenger airbags standard, only $14,990 drive away. Look at Frontiera, incredible savings, just $29,990. Rodeo, $16,990. That's tough to beat. Even Jackaroo's been slashed. In fact, every Holden in every yard is on sale. You won't do a better deal than right now during Canberra Holden Dealers' end of financial year clearance.
Plug into the power with Sony Nice Price. 6 brilliant new titles at $19.95 for June and July only with Billy Joel, Des Ray, Tony Bennett, Harry Connick Jr.,
Had to be you.
George Michael, and Pink Floyd. Over 200 electrifying titles at only $19.95. Nice price, only from Sony.
The Paris Mickey Stocktake sale is now on. All stock must go. Save an incredible 30 to 50% off all frames. Paris Mickey savings continue with a huge 20% off all lenses. The Paris Mickey Stocktake sale. Hurry, 4 weeks only.
Telstra MobileNet Digital is one of 3 totally different digital networks you could connect your phone to. But with an incredible 90% coverage of the Australian population, it leaves the other 2 behind, so your phone will work in places the others won't. More digital coverage, another reason why MobileNet Digital is further and further and further in front.
LJ Hooker Batemans Bay would like to invite you to take a holiday, whether on the beach or among the trees. We have a huge range of holiday accommodation. Call LJ Hooker Batemans Bay for a free brochure on this number. Holiday accommodation at Batemans Bay. Nobody does it better.
Daly reefing it down the ground. Avon sending Johnston back. And that hit up tally is up to 24 for Peter Johnston. That's incredible.
Been a great performance today by Parramatta. 38-10. I think they've had some good wins this season. I think they scored 28 points against South Sydney. It's been a great win for them, though. They played with a lot of commitment, a lot of courage, and they played some darn good football.
Barnes is perilously close to that sideline. McCracken. Freeman. David Woods off the chest there of Kennedy. No knock on. 35 metres out from their own line. Campbell has spent a major portion of the afternoon in the wrong part of the ground. Hetherington. I don't want to preempt anything on the Parramatta coaching thing, but they I think you'll find there'll be a major announcement tomorrow if things go as they would hope tonight.
Heathering, the ball was called held by the referee and he's popped it late. The scrum goes against Canberra. You think they've got someone in mind, Rebs?
I'm absolutely certain. But we come back to your comments about Ron Hilditch, and they're going to be in the top 8 after today. And he's on the odds to a kicking, really, isn't he?
Well, it makes it hard for him for the rest of the year, and if they're making an announcement in the near future.
Freeman. David Woods rolls it into the in goal. Kenworthy has to turn and is trapped in the in goal, so Parramatta will get it back.
Oh, they're doing everything right, Parramatta. David Woods on this occasion. Kenworthy and Mullins exchange a wry smile. And David Woods followed up his own very good kick. And Kenworthy might have said to Mullins, well, at least I got that one.
Daly's drop kick into the breeze. Only 35 metres, but I suppose that's a good kick today. Kenzie. Mann. 21 for Parramatta is Fawcett. Now Freeman. Johnston out in the centres. Can't get enough work. 12 metres out from the line. Campbell giving it off. Freeman on. Woods then short. And I think that might be Morgan. One of the back rowers out very wide. Then Freeman. Now Campbell. Spence. He can unload. Campbell. McCracken. Croker on McCracken. And the captain is put down about 15 metres away from the Canberra line. 38-10. Freeman to the line. Spence goes for it. Spence gets it. Parramatta have gone past the 40 now.
Good on you, Matthew Spence. He'll be the man of the match. Don't worry about that. He's had a great game today for the Eels. Gary Freeman goes to the line. Look at the gaps there. They're all over the place. Once more, just sticking your arm out from Canberra. No shoulders. And Matthew Spence gets a very well-deserved try.
Now, Lawler adds another 2 points to the total, so 44 points to 10. I'm just thinking to myself, as Canberra restart with the shallow kick, and Wesley it is who's tackled on the 30-metre line. Canberra, over the last couple of years, they must be dreading the thought of playing Parramatta. Even when they beat them by about 60 points, was it 1993? They lost Ricky Stewart for the season. This year they lost to them in round 1 at Bruce Stadium, and again they've lost Ricky Stewart for the season. Now they've come here, had John Lomax sent off, and copped an embarrassing hiding. So if you're playing for Canberra or one of the officials, this Parramatta side, it just carries so many hexes for Canberra as Johnston stampedes over the top of them. Barnes gets a good ball from Morgan. Lawler goes down the left flank and is picked up in defence there by Ruben Wiki. But Parramatta are boiling. Mackenzie. And we look back down the ground, there's a Canberra player that was, well, he was stampeded on by Johnston in jumper number 30. The Eels come across the park. Woods is away. One to beat. Turns it inside. And the captain gets 2.
Well, you know, that all started from a Peter Johnston run, hit and spin and a pass. And in the end, a couple more tackles later, Jared McCracken gets over near the sticks. He's played a fine captain's game today. Chris Lawler from right in front. And there it is, full time.
Call by Eddie Ward. Parramatta 50, Canberra 10. Matthew Spence is the man of the match. In fact, I think we told you that some time back. From Optus Vision, $1,000. Congratulations to him. Other results: Auckland over Penrith, the Magpies over the Gold Coast Chargers, Illawarra defeated Brisbane, and South Sydney over the Reds, and Canterbury defeated the Sydney City Roosters. Footy tab today and pick the score upwards of $4,250. Points table shows Manly on top of the table now on their own, in front of the Roosters, and then the Bears and the Knights, and down the bottom of the table the Crushers and the Reds bring up the rear. Friday night football, Canberra versus Sydney City Roosters at 8:30 down at Bruce Stadium in Canberra. That's next weekend, and then of course don't forget Monday night football starts on July the 8th. And so on behalf of Paul Vorton and the 9 Rugby League crew, I'm Ray Warren from Parramatta Stadium. Good night, Australia.